Ever wondered why the guy who barely acknowledges your existence suddenly becomes the center of your romantic universe? No? Well, buckle up because we are diving deep into this paradox today. It's a fascinating quirk of human psychology, this yearning for the seemingly unreachable. It's like trying to resist the last piece of chocolate cake in the fridge at midnight, isn't it? Hilariously mystifying, right? So, if you're intrigued by this psychological roller coaster, stick around. We're just getting started. You know how they say ignorance is bliss? Well, apparently for some, it's also incredibly attractive. Now, you might be scratching your head at this one. How can ignoring someone possibly make them more interested? Let's put it this way. Imagine you're at a party and there's a tray of the most delicious brownies you've ever seen. You grab one, and it's everything you dreamed of. But when you reach for another, they're all gone. Suddenly, you want that brownie more than anything else at the party. That's the power of ignorance. We're not suggesting you become a cold-hearted ice king or queen. It's more about giving the other person space to miss you, to think about you, and to wonder what you're up to. It's like when you're reading a gripping novel and the author leaves you hanging at the end of a chapter. You can't help but turn the page to find out what happens next. So is it a cruel game? Not necessarily. It's just human nature. We all want what we can't have. And sometimes a little bit of mystery can add a spark to a relationship. It's like adding a pinch of spice to a dish. It gives it that extra kick. So if you're being ignored, fear not. It might just be a sign that things are heating up. But why does this happen? Are we all just gluttons for emotional punishment? Well, not exactly. Let's dive into some of the captivating science behind this paradox. Ever heard of the saying, "We want what we can't have"? It's not just a saying, but a psychological phenomenon known as the scarcity principle. This principle suggests that we value things that are scarce more than those that are abundant. A man who's always available is like a diamond in the rough, but a man who's scarce, now that's a rare gem. Then, there's the Zeigarnik effect. Named after its founder, Bluma Zeigarnik, a Russian psychologist, this effect suggests that people remember uncompleted tasks better than completed ones. So when a man leaves a woman wondering, she's more likely to keep thinking about him. It's as if our brains are wired to love cliffhangers. Let's not forget the all-important element of mystery. Just like a good detective novel, a man who's a bit of a mystery can be incredibly alluring. Mystery creates a sense of intrigue and curiosity which can be quite irresistible. It's the same reason why we love a good whodunit movie, isn't it? And finally, there's the principle of uncertainty. According to a study by the University of Virginia and Harvard, people are more attracted to those whose feelings for them are unclear. The uncertainty principle in relationships, you might call it. It's like a roller coaster ride. The thrill is in not knowing what's coming next. So, is this all just a cruel trick played by our minds? Not really. These psychological principles are just a part of our human nature. They help us navigate the complex world of relationships, adding a dash of suspense and excitement along the way. So the next time you're ignored, remember it's not you, it's science. Alright, let's jump into the first 4 reasons why women love men who ignore them. Reason 1. The classic case of playing hard to get. It's like a cat chasing a laser pointer, isn't it? The more elusive the target, the more captivating the chase becomes. So when a man appears indifferent, it can spark that innate drive in women to pursue. It's a wild game of chase, and let's be honest, who doesn't love a good pursuit? Next up, reason 2. Ignorance can be perceived as confidence. Yes, you heard it right. It's like that guy at the party who's so engrossed in his own world, he doesn't even notice the crowd around him. He's not being rude, he's just cool. And confidence? Well, it's as magnetic as a supermassive black hole. Moving on to reason 3, mystery. Ignorance often shrouds a man in an enigmatic aura. It's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube in the dark. The more a woman can't figure a man out, the more intriguing he becomes. It's the allure of the unknown, the thrill of the unpredictable. And finally, reason 4. Ignorance can stimulate a woman's desire to prove herself. It's the proverbial carrot on a stick. If a man seems uninterested, it can ignite a woman's competitive spirit, pushing her to show him what he's missing out on. It's a challenge, a test of mettle, and there's nothing quite like the sweet taste of victory. So, there you have it. The first 4 reasons. We've got the thrill of the chase, the allure of confidence, the mystery of the unknown, and the irresistible call to competition. It's a veritable cocktail of human psychology, isn't it? And that's just the beginning, folks. Buckle up for more. Ready for more? Here are the final 4 reasons why women can't resist men who ignore them. Reason 5 is the allure of the mysterious. A man who plays his cards close to his chest is like a mystery novel, begging to be read. The ambiguity of his intentions, his aloofness, it's all part of the intrigue. It's like a game of cat and mouse, where the thrill of the chase is just as exciting as the catch. Coming in at 6, we have the power of silence. In a world where everyone is rushing to say something, silence is golden. It's like a blank canvas, inviting interpretation. It draws people in, making them wonder what's going on in that quiet mind. It creates a space for imagination to run wild, and, in doing so, builds anticipation. At 7, we find the classic hard-to-get scenario. People want what they can't have, right? It's the principle of scarcity at play. When a man seems unattainable, it can spark a desire to conquer, to achieve what seems impossible. It's a challenge that can be quite irresistible. And finally, at number 8, there's the element of surprise. When a man who usually ignores a woman suddenly pays attention, it can feel like a pleasant surprise. It's like finding an unexpected gift on a regular day. This sudden shift in behavior can be quite charming, leaving a lasting impression that's hard to shake off. So, in the grand scheme of things, ignoring isn't about being rude or dismissive. It's about creating intrigue, building anticipation, posing a challenge, and offering a pleasant surprise. It's a delicate dance, a subtle game, a fine line to tread. So, there you have it, the 8 reasons why being ignored can be incredibly attractive. Whew, that was a whirlwind. Let's take a moment to recap, shall we? We've been on quite the journey, exploring the paradoxical universe where men who ignore women seem to become irresistible. A bit like a rom-com, but without the popcorn. Our first stop was the power of ignorance. Remember that? It's not about being rude or dismissive, but about creating a sense of mystery and intrigue. It's the same reason we can't resist a good thriller novel. The unknown just has a certain charm, doesn't it? Then we delved into the science behind the paradox. Our brains, those mischievous little organs, love to play guessing games. When we can't predict someone's behavior, our interest spikes. It's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube that's constantly changing colors. Frustrating? Yes. Intriguing? Absolutely. We then journeyed through the first 4 reasons. The allure of independence, the thrill of the chase, the appeal of confidence, and the desire for personal growth. It's not just about playing hard to get. It's about showing that you're a well-rounded individual who values personal space and growth. The journey concluded with the final 4 reasons: the power of unpredictability, the attraction to challenge, the respect for self-worth, and the appreciation of patience. It's like being in a salsa dance, a bit of mystery, a dash of challenge, and a whole lot of rhythm. But let's not forget, this isn't about ignoring for the sake of ignoring. It's about maintaining your individuality while fostering a sense of intrigue. It's about balancing independence with connection, confidence with humility, and challenge with understanding. So the next time you're being ignored, don't fret. Remember, it might just be making you more irresistible.